Hey there, Halloweenies, it's Black Metal Werewolf making a brand new video for my October month. This will actually be my second last video for my October month. Tomorrow is Halloween, so I'll be releasing a new video for that, and then I'll be back to doing my regular heavy metal thing. But it's been really great doing this horror Halloween thing. It's been fun doing something different for a whole month, but I would like to go back to doing heavy metal. But as I was doing all these videos, I started thinking, what would I like to do in the future for Halloween videos? Or what is actually the future for Halloween and horror? So that's what this video is going to be about. My thoughts and opinions on what is going to happen to Halloween and horror in the future, and what I would like to do in the future for Halloween and horror. So let's start with what I think will happen to Halloween altogether for the future. Unfortunately, my opinion of what will happen is a little bleak and kind of depressing for people who really enjoy Halloween. So let's start with other countries. So a lot of countries that don't already celebrate Halloween, I really can't imagine Halloween becoming that big of a deal in their country now. If it's not there now, I can't see what kind of change would really make them want to start celebrating it now. Why would maybe a government change, but what kind of government's like, okay, we're all going to start celebrating Halloween now. Kind of be cool if the government did that, but I can't see that actually happening. So I think if the country already has a celebration during this time of the year, or they don't already celebrate it, it's not going to happen because I don't see why they would feel the need to start celebrating something from a foreign country. So that's other countries that don't celebrate it. What about the countries that still do celebrate it? Once again, my opinion of it is very bleak. I suspect within the next decade or 2 decades or so, Halloween is kind of going to get phased out. Because during this time of the year, so many businesses and retailers are already starting the Christmas season. They make a lot more money off of Christmas than they do Halloween, so they want to start the Christmas season as soon as possible. Sure, candy companies make money off Halloween, but candy companies also make a lot of money off of Christmas because you buy candy for Christmas as well. So, personally, on October 4th, I went out Halloween shopping to get decorations for my apartment. Halloween stuff was already being taken off the shelves and thrown in the back corner somewhere, and all the spots for Halloween was being filled with Christmas stuff. So I just suspect that October is eventually going to get to the point where it's just going to be nothing but the Christmas season, right from October 1st to Christmas. Unfortunately, that is my opinion of it. I really don't want that to happen because I want Halloween to become a very global thing. I wish that it would encompass the world, that so many people could enjoy the fall months celebrating Halloween and getting ready for it and enjoying the atmosphere of it and not putting up Christmas lights and shit like that. October has a very unique atmospheric feel to it. And Christmas does have its own feel, but October feels more spooky, and as the nights start to get longer and it has that chill in the air and the trees start to go bare, it feels more creepy and more atmospheric for Halloween than it does for getting Christmas ready. So those are my thoughts on what will happen to Halloween in the future. Now, let's talk about horror. Thankfully, I cannot see horror going anywhere anytime soon, because horror has been around since the dawn of man. Since humans have been able to speak, write, and draw things, we've been trying to scare the shit out of each other. And horror is a really useful tool for doing that. It's great for entertainment purposes. You can use it to teach life lessons. All these different things horror can be used for, and that's why it's been around for so long. No matter what time period, no matter how old people are, people love to get the shit scared out of them. And that's awesome. So even if Halloween doesn't stick around, there will always be horror movies. The only thing is, horror changes throughout the years as to what scares us. Like the Universal classics. At the time in the 30s and 40s, those scared the shit out of people because no one had ever seen anything like that before. Like in Frankenstein, the idea of bringing a dead body back to life. That really hadn't been explored in any visual media. Of course, there were books about it and stuff like that, but actually seeing what people thought was a dead body coming back to life, it's alive, it's alive. That was actually kind of shocking to see. Of course, you look back at it now, since we're exposed to so much more horrible shit in real life, that's not that scary. And that's why the things that scare us change. In the 50s, there was the atomic horror movies with aliens and science experiments gone wrong. The 80s, you had the slashers. In the 2000s, we've had zombie movies are a big deal. Vampire movies were huge. And right now, it's ghost movies. So thankfully, I believe horror will stay around forever until humans are no longer around. It's just what's going to scare us in different time periods. Right now, I think a lot of people are becoming more scared of ghosts. I don't really understand why, though. Why ghosts became the big, scariest thing in the fucking world. Not that like all ghost movies are bad. Like Sinister, I saw Sinister and I really liked it. I really liked Insidious. I thought those were good ghost movies. But I see movies like Paranormal Activity and The Conjuring, and like I don't see what is entertaining or scary about this. I really don't get it. So, what will be the next step in horror? What will scare us next? I believe that the next thing that's going to scare us is disease. That is going to be the next big horror fad. That all the movies are going to be about rampant diseases, wiping out humanity, probably something with zombies in it again. But I do think that the idea of some worldwide epidemic wiping out humanity and people trying to survive that is going to be the next big horror thing. Because I think that is kind of what the world is primed for, and people are legitimately scared of that happening. In the news, you're always hearing about a plane having to get quarantined, or a new disease coming in because someone decided to stick their ass in the fucking alligator pit, and now they have alligator AIDS. So I think that is what horror will lead up to. There is one thing I really wish that will change, and that is fucking stop the PG-13 horror movies. Those things are fucking terrible. When you see a horror movie, you want to get scared. Like, I understand that there are horror movies for kids, like Ernest Scared Stupid and Alvin and the Chipmunks Meet Frankenstein, and those are great for kids. But the rest of the horror movie-loving public, they don't want to see these boring PG-13 horror movies. We want to see blood and gore and tits and swear. Like, that's what horror is about. We want to be scared and not, oh, a jump scare. Is that it? Is that what this whole horror movie is going to be? A couple jump scares, and that's supposed to disturb me and make me like afraid to sleep at night? No, come on. Give me some real fucking gore. Give me some good R-rated horror movie. That's what I want. Fucking get rid of PG-13. Bring on the R horror movies. So that's what I have to say about the future of Halloween and horror. But there are also things that I personally would like to do in the future for Halloween. So these are kind of like if I ever won the lottery type situations. But one thing I would like to do is that in the future, if I ever have enough money, rent out a movie theater or like a drive-in movie theater, get some old prints of old horror movies, and have like a midnight horror movie marathon. Get like The Thing, Fright Night, Reanimator, and have like a triple threat, be able to rent it out, advertise it all over town, wherever it may be, probably in Toronto or something, and be able to do that. That is a dream that I've always wanted to do, but it's not really financially feasible right now. Just hopefully one day I could do that. Once someone suggested to me that I should start a Patreon for that. Like, that's not a bad idea. I just really don't like the idea of begging people for money for something that I want to do. It's like, hey, I want money for something and I don't want to work for it. So I want you to work for it and then give me money. I just don't like doing that. I feel like a fucking homeless person begging on the street. But that is a dream that maybe, hopefully one day if I ever win the lottery or something, I could do that. Another thing I would like to do is make legitimate horror videos. Not just me talking to a camera. I would like to fill a month, like, fucking spend a year doing a shit ton of videos for Halloween and then release them in Halloween. I have a lot of ideas for horror. I've been loosely writing a script for a werewolf movie in my spare time. I still have a lot to learn about legitimate script writing, but hopefully one day I can actually do that. And another thing is, if I ever be able to move out of my shitty little apartment and get a house, I would like to turn, like, if I had a garage, turn it into like a haunted house, get like the proper insurance, and be able to scare the neighborhood nicely. Hopefully one day those dreams will be able to come true. I don't know if they ever will be, but fingers crossed, right? That's what I would really like to do one day. So my recommendation for this video will be Halloween 3. This is a movie that I think it doesn't get nearly as much respect as it definitely deserves. A lot of people hate it because Michael Myers isn't in it, but that's one of the things I like about it, because it tried to do something different. To me, it has a pretty cool plot, a lot of good acting in it, and it's just a fun movie to watch. So I understand a lot of people hate it because, oh, it's not a real Halloween movie, but it is still an entertaining movie to watch, and I think everyone should give it a chance. So that's it for today's video. If you like what you saw, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave me a comment letting me know what you think will happen to Halloween and horror in the future, and check out my past videos while you're at it. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram if you want to keep up with me on a more daily basis. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and stay spooky.